Hey guys, welcome to our review of Lupat episode number 36. As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
Cinder Blaze.
And Makotoa.
and welcome back, guys. Yeah, we just got done watching this episode. Man, I feel like this episode is like, oh fuck, we forgot that we developed parts of the Patrangers. And you know what? I'm pretty sure all the kids did too. Let's just reintroduce these topics with Green. Say like, oh yeah, he's a sharpshooter. I think that might have been a part of his character early on.
I forgot.
Yeah, honestly,
Shooters, considering how often they shoot.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, like, it's weird how his motivation is chicks and compliments. You know, like, that's all there is to his character. I do well with positive reinforcement. Shut up. So does everyone. What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. I find it kind of amusing. So, you know what? For fans like me, I guess it works. But sometimes he gets a bit stupid. And I don't know.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And also, I get that I'm now like sort of understanding that at the end of the episode they took down the villain, and that must have dispelled the whatever like bad pokey thing that he had going on, like the trip up thing. But like they didn't visualize that in any way. They didn't like let you know that had happened before he made the shot.
What?
Like that, like nothing went like and then it like got dispelled.
He got his focus. That was like all the takeaway I got from that.
But yeah, like we thought it was supposed to be something else. Alex, you said that like, oh yeah, Red's just gonna knock him in like into alignment because we know he's gonna fuck up.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like the reason why I'm not upset about that is because Pink remembered. She's like, well, like he's probably gonna have to make that shot because they're so far away.
Because Pink is so competent.
Yeah.
Like she was already thinking ahead.
Like, yeah, she was fighting both the Gangler and all three broken ass Lupinrangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also when Green was like, hey, I'm introducing the conflict this episode, Pink's like, nah, I'm having none of that.
Yeah.
I'm doing my own thing.
Nope.
Yeah, and like when the Lupinrangers kind of like do their whole casual like chit chat during the fight, she's like, she tells Yellow to shut up. You know, like this is what we got to do, and I'm gonna do it, and she did it, and I was like,
yeah,
that was real fun to watch, honestly.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. A lot of the good centered around Pink, and some of it for me centered around Ichigo as well. It was a lot of fun having him around more.
Yeah,
you know, like he wasn't fully integral to the plot. They sort of just stepped over him, like, and his quirks to get to where they needed to be. But I feel like I said last week that we sort of get like whenever Ichigo's around, you get like some sort of weird truncated version of him. You don't get his full self. But I feel like they threw a pretty interesting wrench into his character, his main character flaw, and they played with it. They didn't like change anything or do anything with it to like challenge the character, but they played with it in a way that like, oh yeah, that was fun to watch.
The slapstick humor with him is always fun, and we just got a lot of it this episode just because of the way the rules for this ability went, and so it made for an entertaining show every time he was on scene.
Yeah,
because Sakio was always like throwing something at him or swatting him in the back of the head. The actor for Ichigo is just he's so good for the role that just most of the scenes like that with him in it become better, despite we really hate on Green, but he's the catalyst for the entertainment we get out of Red.
And like I feel like it helps that we already don't like Sakuya, because like I have a feeling that like viewer, like they're positioning Green as someone you're supposed to like, but watching it, like watching this episode and watching him be the reason for everything bad that's happening to Ichigo, and that being like the payoff to the joke, us not liking Sakuya just makes it even funnier for me.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I think like kids might like him a little bit more because kids fuck up a lot, so they might see themselves in him. But we kind of like us disliking Sakuya. I mean, like I don't like hate him, but there's parts of him I don't like. And when he does screw up, it just like the anger that like Red feels, I can feel it.
Yes, and I was waiting. I wanted Red to smack him. I really did this whole episode, and it didn't happen. But
they're not in suit. You can't. I mean, like Pink can choke him out of suit, but like
Pink can choke him out of suit, or it could be an accidental smack in the back of the head. Like,
oh man, yeah, that was like the gags were like pretty good overall. And I was actually surprised that this was like a Green and Pink episode, despite like Red kind of being like the forefront of all the previews from last week. Mm-hmm. Like he was just like used as a tool to kind of like further them a little bit. Like Pink didn't really get furthered, but she did kind of like show off in a sense. Like
there was no acknowledgement that this was a Pink episode. No. There was none. So I can't even say it. It's like
I feel like they accidentally wrote
like it wasn't intentional to make her a focus, and they probably would have screwed it up if it was. I don't know.
But I mean, like they could have easily given that to Noelle.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they didn't.
I'm glad that they didn't too.
Yeah.
And I liked the villain this episode.
Yeah.
I thought he had a neat gimmick, and they used it against him really well. Like we got to see Tsukasa's problem solving in action, and it was really nice. I mean that's one of my biggest takeaways here. Like his character served as a good foil to further her as like a competent like hero, a competent cop, that probably won't last, but it was probably only for this episode, but we're here now, and I enjoyed the time I had with it.
Yeah, like this is one of the villains that they actually used like every piece of properly. It wasn't like a moment where his presence like really wasn't there.
Yeah,
kind of like did affect everything that happened in that episode. So that was, and they didn't like force it. I hate like I think the Loop has had like those issues where the whole plot is like devolved around some real stupid ass problem, but it kind of like made sense because like all the ganglers have like those two powers, and it worked out decently. Yeah,
the more we talk about this episode, the more I start to like it. Especially since like Pink got to 1v3 the Lupin came out on top. Sure, all right. I mean,
someone needs to clip that.
Put that how we were talking about how the Sakuya gags worked because we didn't like him. When she 1v3'd them, I hate the Lupinranger so much. I'm just like,
yeah.
You just keep going.
Take your show back.
Oh man.
I feel like in a way the
Lupinrangers... one of the Lupinrangers got hit by the little dart that makes them slip up and they reveal their identity. That would have been a really fun that to occur.
Man. You just have Noelle being like,
oh la la. It's like, we can't be having this plot advancement. What is this?
Yeah.
So, I think we sort of talked this out. Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. Cool, guys. That's it.
Bye.
Our shirts.
Yeah.
Buy
Yeah.
our shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like octopus.
Keep it juicy.
Moist.